Hi, welcome back. So in Year 8 this week, they've been doing a topic on the Millennium Development Goals. This is all about our global responsibility, seeing people's lives around the world and how they compare to ours. The Millennium Development Goals were set up by the United Nations, 8 ways to make the world a better place. They've since been overtaken by the Sustainable Development Goals, but we look at the previous versions, the Millennium Development Goals, and we look at whether they were achieved or not. So this week we're looking at education. The UN said they wanted to make sure that that they achieved universal primary education. Every single student, every single child in the world should get to go to school. And so we look at what it means to go to school. So we asked them about, well, what are the benefits of education? And they list things like jobs and money, a sense of purpose, maybe building social skills. But it's simple things as well, like a knowledge of hygiene. You know, we know about germs because we went to school and we learnt about them, or because we saw them on an advert. If you live in a country with no TV and no adverts, you don't suddenly wake up one morning thinking, I bet there's these invisible things, and if I touch that and then get those invisible things in me, I'll get poorly. You don't do that. And so if we get all these things from an education, then for the 57 million children in the world that aren't getting an education, they're not getting this. We then look at a comic relief clip and we see an example of the kind of children we're talking about, because I want them to understand this is real. This isn't a history lesson learning about something in the past. It's saying, look, right now, these things are happening. The goal is twofold, really. One, to get them to appreciate the lives that we've got. It brings our problems into perspective when we see the bulk of the world are living like this. And it is the bulk of the world, by the way. 20% of the world have 86% of all the goods. We're in that 20%. 20% of the world have 86% of all the stuff. That means the other 80% are left living on 14%. The bulk of the world are struggling. And for us to see that, at the very least, it makes us feel grateful for how blessed our lives are. Obviously, we'd also like to engender a sense of responsibility and care out of our students, that they feel that there's something they can impact. What can you do at home? Well, sport relief is, a matter of a week or so away now. So when you see that on TV, ask your kids, is this something you've been doing at school? Haven't you been learning about this sort of stuff? Because even if it's next week's lesson, whatever it is we've been doing, it will connect to the kind of stuff you're seeing on TV that day. So that might be a nice conversation to have. I hope that was of use, and I will speak to you all again next week.